started in 1988. We went and bought some steers from a man in Rutherford, Tennessee, and he loaded the steers on a trailer using 2 cattle dogs. I knew then that a cattle dog would be a valuable asset to any cattle operation. So I found a local man here in our hometown, Mr. Benny Barlow, who had won a border collie at a cutting horse competition. Called him and bought that border collie, and that's where it all got started. Started out using border collies and used those pretty consistently for about the first 10 years. After that, tried Australian Shepherd, tried some Kelpies, tried some crossbred dogs, and had good luck with some of them. Some of the crossbred dogs seemed to get the qualities I was looking for. When we're using straight border collies in a litter that would average 8 puppies to a litter, I was getting about 1 dog per litter that was a good quality dog. The rest of them simply could not work a cow. Part of that was due to years and years of breeding from sheepdog people. The border collies were used in sheepdog trials. In a sheepdog trial, if the dog bites a sheep, you're disqualified. So for years and years they were breeding dogs that wouldn't bite simply because that was the only way they compete in the trials. Over time that got to where when we worked cattle, the sheepdogs were ineffective in working cattle. Went to Kelpies, and what I found out then, that the Kelpies that I was getting weren't purebred Kelpies. They had a quarter pit bull bred with them, and that seemed to be working real well. But there again, very inconsistent, and the downside is we had no pedigrees on the dogs. We couldn't register the dogs, so it was kind of a dead end. My success rate in working the border collies and the Kelpies was about somewhere 10 to 20% of the puppies or the grown dogs I was getting would actually work a cow. I was finding that the dogs were weak, very fragile, and when I say fragile, if they got their feelings hurt from either the dog or the handler, they wanted to quit working stock. A lot of them simply ran out of the pasture and left. I was looking for a dog that was reliable. The Hangin tree breed was very attractive to me simply because of the guarantee that they had on these dogs. If you buy a Hangin tree puppy from someone that has registered dogs, they have to warranty that puppy. He has to be guaranteed to work, or you get another puppy or your money back, or another grown dog in exchange. That was what attractive. To get these dogs registered, you have to send a video in to their board members. They have to approve the dog. He has to bite a head, he has to bite a heel and show herding instinct. If he doesn't do that, he doesn't get registered. Now, if you pass that test, then you have to go on and send a DNA test in, which proves the parentage of this dog. I liked all this because so many times you see people that get into any breed and they simply breed to sell puppies, and the working ability has no effect on the dog. The Hangin tree is bred strictly for working dogs. They are registered strictly as a working dog. Their appearance has nothing to do with it, their size, and that's the thing I like about the Hangin tree dog. Back in the early 80s, Gary Erickson was one of the first trainers that ever put out a training video. Most all of us that got started back then, we watched his video, and it was neat. He had a 5-hour video of all things. It was $60. Everybody thought it was too expensive, but everybody that bought the video liked it because Gary was a real cow man and he was a good trainer. He saw over time that the dogs he was working wasn't exactly what we all needed. It wasn't what was getting the job done. He started crossing some dogs up and having success with it. He had an Australian Shepherd at the time named Bear that all the cattle dog trial people basically started asking him not to come because he was winning every cattle dog trial that he went to. He had a border collie named Scott. Scott was an awesome border collie, same type thing. What he was lacking was some heat tolerance, he was lacking endurance, he was lacking some strength on going to the head of a cow. So Gary had an idea, he and his son Chuck, of crossbreeding some dogs. He had good individual dogs in most of the breeds, which would be the Border Collie, Kelpie, Australian Shepherd, and Catahoula. So he started crossing these dogs, and he was very selective, and that was the key to the whole thing. If a puppy starting out didn't meet the criteria, he didn't keep on working that dog, or he didn't breed the dog. And that's what made this dog so special. And over time, he's come up with a good breeded dog, and it is the ultimate cow dog. The hanging tree breed will be what I stick with probably forever. The people that are breeding these dogs are constantly looking to better the breed, and that's what you have to do. Most everybody in this Hanging Tree Association is wanting a stronger, better cow dog. Ideally, somebody can work this dog that's not a professional trainer, and that's what you need to have. I've got a good friend in Mississippi, Mr. Jimmy Tillman, who says at the end of the day, you need a dog that can get the job done. Sometimes it might not be pretty, but the job gets done, and that's what the Hanging Tree dog is. We're not looking for some finessey type dog that crawls around on his stomach. We want a dog that can think, and a dog that'll get the cows moved, put them where you want to, and do it in an efficient manner. So yes, I'm happy with it. Also happy with the people that I've met in the Hanging Tree Association. The people is what can make or break any breed. The people in this stand behind their dogs. Most are pretty honest. They tell you something, they stick with it, and that's there again. That can make or break a breed. So yes, I'm happy with the breed.